Okay, so last we left off, I was in Power Pages trying to put together a view in this new copilot pet um, table. And while I was scrolling through, I don't remember asking microchip number, but awesome. That's one of the things I was going to do. I did notice that I think that some of the fields I would like to see to be in there are not in there. And rather than doing this one at a time, we're going to go back into Power Apps, which I left open when I created the solution. So I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to publish and save what we have, if you didn't see that over here. So that way when I go into the solution and go into that table, um, hopefully we'll find it in that solution. So let's go over to Power Apps. Let me refresh this a little bit. I don't see it in my table. That's okay. We can pull it in. Oh, there it is. It just took a while. If it wasn't there, or even, actually, what I can do is I can pull the contacts table in if I wanted to. Because trust me, that is going to be, let me go ahead and click on this table and show you some things. If I'm not mistaken, in the columns, it's going to have created a relationship with the contacts table, user table. I did not create one with the contacts table, but that's fine. Okay. So evidently there is an owner. Well, yeah, of course. The permissions, a whole other thing. I'll get to it eventually. And that's where the business unit and owner come in. So my mistake, my fault. Um, so let's go back. Let's get out of relationships. So here's the table. I was talking about views, but let's go ahead and look at all the columns it created. Okay, cat name, good. Age, didn't really want that, but that's okay. We'll keep it breed. In the future, probably going to make this a choice field and then just put in all the choices. I do want to point out a couple things real quick. When it says single line of text, from my experience of working in Dataverse, not so much with breed because the words are going to be short or multiple words are going to be short. But when Dataverse creates a single line of text, the character count maximum is only 100. That is really not a lot for those people that deal with data. Now, for instance, cat names, some people can get really long with cat names, like first and last name, if they name them that way. So that might be something you think about and say, let's go ahead and increase that a little bit more. SharePoint of the list, a single line of text is typically 255 characters. So I'm going to go for that right there. And just look at some others. All good. It gave us a choice field. Should say male and female. Um, and unknown. That's good. That's good. That's good. Cats are a species that, if you're not familiar with cats, good text area for known allergies. That gives us a lot of space. A text area much bigger than a single line of text. I'm kind of curious to see. It gave us a standard text area. Um, you can make it rich text so that if they want to enhance the color size, font, underscore, or underline, bolden, you can do that. So date, last vet visit. Okay, cool. Text area again, medications, text area. The microchip, in my experience, most microchips are all numbers, like 15 numbers. So we could change this to a numeric field, but we'll let that go. Modified on. A lot of these are system type of fields that are automatically put in. Good. So email. I didn't ask it for email, but did ask it for phone number. Here's one where the name is going to be a little bit long. Can get a little bit long, especially if they go by first, middle name, last name, and a prefix like junior. That can quickly get up to 75 to 100 characters real quick with all the spaces. Now, I think I hinted at now vaccination status. I know from experience what it did here. Up to date, dude. Yep, that's fine. That's a good catch-all. By default, up to date. But remember, I said specifically I wanted to know. Um, Let me see. Are there any other fields I'm missing besides the dates I want to see? Um, okay, so I am going to add a new column in here. And I'm going to say last rabies vaccination. And right after this, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to make this date only. And I'm going to make it optional. I'm going to say, hey, let's give them the ability to upload the rabies certificate. Okay, I want you to pay attention here. So data type is going to be a file. File. Again, make it optional. And notice the size. You can change it. I'm going to leave it alone. I guess I could look at my scanned rabies vaccines from my cats and just see how large they are in a PDF. If you give me just a second. I'm doing it in another window. Okay. So I have about 500 to 600 kilobytes. That should be fine for a rabies vaccination certificate that we have on one of our cats. Now this is taking a little bit longer because file storage is a little bit more, it's different. Okay, the other vaccines, we're going to call this again. Here, let me put a headed. And that's, I don't know if I had that question was in there. Is your cat indoor, outdoor, or a combination of both? Oh, I got to change this to a date. Thank you for reminding me. And there's actually two more. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and put the this is a multiple type of shot, and I'm going to put the things that are covered in, oops. I forget often. I'll put them in later. Well, I'll go ahead and do this. FAV1. What happened? I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm going to go with this. So I've added columns. I talked about doing the views. So I was editing this active view, which is the most common view. These other views are nice. You can go into those maybe in another video, but you see it kind of stopped right where I published it last. So let's just go ahead and just drag and drop some things in here. You see how easy this is? Just easier, just drag and drop. Yeah, I'm going to let this go for now. I think. So save and publish the view. And then we're going to do the form real quick too. Remember we saw that other form? Um, by default, whenever a table is created, I'm just going to expand this. It's much easier for me. The other way is to come back out here, and I can see the forms there too, but I can see them here. Is it creates make sure this has got the basic columns that we want to see. I don't remember making that default, but okay, I guess it did make it default. I'm going to let things go right here, right now. So with this, before I go back into my app, I changed the view. I looked at some forms. One of the things I'm going to do to make sure that all the changes are taken, under advanced, publish the table, and then I'll get a banner up here when it's done. So it publishes the changes. I can come back in and I can sync data. And anything I did in Power Apps that come through over here. Okay, so that is setting up a table. I think I'm going to ask Copilot to go ahead and set me up one more thing. I think we need one more table. We need to be able to create a table for customers to what is the word we want? I'm gonna have to create a new table. I could look up one. I think there's a calendar by default. I'm gonna have it create a new table. So it can take credit and create another table that starts with the word Copilot. I like that. you know what? I'm going to keep this here right now. I like that. Um, this is going to be tricky. I'm probably going to have to manipulate this in the background because if I'm not mistaken, this is going to have a magnifying glass where I have to look them up rather than a drop down where I can select them. But that's just the default behavior for model-driven apps. But we can change that. I like that. Oh, wow. Didn't even think about that. Yeah, good. Okay. I'm going to keep this form here for now. I'm going to end up moving it, but I like what it did. This is very helpful. Rather than say delete this and then do it all over again, I'm going to keep this. It's just going to end up moving. All right, so I'm going to end this video right here.